When you are trying to start a business in the US from abroad, there are not that many services that help you do it. Doola is one of them, but when you take a look at their pricing page, you will see it looks very expensive. So is it the best option for forming your US business, or is, for example, Firstbase or Stripe Atlas better? Now quickly before we start, if at any point throughout this video you do decide that Doola is right for you, then you can get started through the link down in the description, and you can use code HTS10 at checkout for 10% off of any plan. Now I'll cover everything you get included in each plan, compare the real price you're paying to competitors, and that includes the hidden fees and add-ons, and basically by the end of this video you will know if Doola is good for you or not. So let's just get right into it. Section 1. What Doola actually is. Doola is a company formation service built specifically for international founders who want a US LLC or corporation. They handle the filings, the documentation, the EIN, the bank account, and your compliance reminders. Their biggest selling point is that you don't need a US address, you don't need to fly to the US, and you don't need any legal background to get the process done. But the question is, do they offer enough to justify the price? So to answer that, section 2, what is included in each Doola plan? Doola has 3 tiers, and when you first look at them, they can feel pretty overwhelming. So I'll just break them down. First, you have their starter plan, which is their entry-level plan. This typically includes the company filing, of course, but also the registered agent service, the EIN application, compliance reminders, and basic support. So this plan just gives you all of the essentials to get set up, but not much beyond that, and this plan will be $297 per year. Now next, their total compliance plan costs $1,999 per year, so quite a big step up from the starter plan, and as it says in the plan name, this will help you stay fully compliant. That means they will file your taxes, and they will do most of your bookkeeping for you. You also get expedited EIN processing, so you can get started sooner. Then finally, they have their business in a box plan, and this one will cost you $2,999 per year, and this is the only plan that you can use with monthly billing. Now the main difference with the total compliance plan is that you will get a dedicated bookkeeper, so they do all of your bookkeeping, and you actually kind of hire a bookkeeper for $1,000 extra per year, so about $80 per month, which can definitely be worth it. Now the next section is the real price you are paying. So on top of the pricing you see in their packages, you will also need to pay for the state filing fee. Now this is usually between $50 and $200 depending on the state you file in. Now that is just a one-time fee, but it is important to know that that does come on top of the pricing you see on their pricing plans. So then section number 4. Doola versus Firstbase versus Stripe Atlas, which one is actually best? So now how does this compare to Firstbase and Stripe Atlas? So Firstbase is usually more expensive upfront. This does include the registered agent for the first year, but after that first year you will pay $299 per year for the registered agent. So that is more expensive than Doola's $297 per year starter plan, where you also get the registered agent included. And with Firstbase you will often pay a price of $400 to $500 upfront for just getting your company set up, whereas with Doola you do that for free and you just pay the ongoing subscription for the services they offer. Then you have Stripe Atlas, and they have a simple fixed price, and this comes with great documentation, but it is made more for startups raising capital rather than small online businesses or freelancers. And it doesn't help with ongoing compliance and support as much as Doola does. So you will need to fully handle your own bookkeeping and stuff like that. Now this means the best choice really comes down to what type of business you are building and how much support you want. Now if you just take a look at Doola's Trustpilot, you will also see that it is better than that of Firstbase and Stripe Atlas. So on Trustpilot, Doola has 4.6 stars out of 5 with nearly 2,000 reviews, and if you read through it you will see that pretty much everyone likes Doola who has actually used it. So Firstbase has 4.3 stars with about 1,000 reviews, still a pretty good score but not as good as Doola, and Stripe is just the general Stripe score, which has about 1.8 or 1.7 stars out of 5, which is of course very low. So then section 5. Who Doola is best for. In my opinion, Doola is best for people who want everything done for them with very little effort. So if you want someone to handle the formation, the EIN, the bank account setup, the compliance reminders, and give you direct support, they are strong in that category. So section 6, the downsides that you should know for Doola. It's important to mention the downsides. Doola can feel expensive once you add in renewals. Their tax and bookkeeping add-ons can double the cost if you are not careful, and their platform is great for beginners, but if you already know how to manage an LLC in the US, you can get similar services cheaper somewhere else. So section 7, the final verdict, is Doola good or not? I would say if you want a fully guided process, if you don't want to deal with paperwork and want a mostly hands-off experience, then yes, Doola is one of the simplest ways to start a US business from abroad, and it gives you 100% peace of mind that you are fully compliant and doing everything right. If you're more experienced in bookkeeping and you are comfortable doing part of the process yourself, you will probably get better value from Firstbase or Stripe Atlas if you just pay their one-time fee and don't do any renewals, although you will still need to get a registered agent service, which is still going to cost you money elsewhere. So overall, if I was starting a new US business right now, personally I would go with Doola, since for me the peace of mind and the time savings are worth the slightly higher cost, and overall it's just a really good service with great support, and I think it is worth the extra price tag, even if you are paying for the total compliance or the business in a box plan. And again, if you do want to get started with Doola, you can get started through the link in the description and use code HTS10 at checkout for 10% off any plan, which will make it a bit cheaper for you. And that's the full Doola review. So in short, overall I think it is worth it if you just want peace of mind and to save your time and just make sure everything is set up correctly so you can avoid fines and fees from the US government. But if you do want to do more yourself and you don't want to pay an ongoing price, you could go with, for example, Stripe Atlas, which will save you a bit of money, but you will need to find certain services elsewhere, such as the US address, which you do need, and also the registered agent service. So that concludes this Doola review. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you out, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.